You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know the actions you can take on your family. Your business can benefit from current events most of all. Thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Sometimes we even have to celebrate twice as much. Today's National School Picture Day. Pediatric Hematology and Oncology Nurses Day. God bless them. You know, I couldn't imagine anything worse than dealing with that with a child. So the fact that there are nurses that specialize there, doctors that specialize, got to be most appreciative. Today's National Ampersand Day. Now, I don't know, maybe so far, they haven't changed the meaning of ampersand because, you know, when I was growing up, we had a tic-tac-toe board or a pound sign. Now they call that a hashtag, right? So maybe an ampersand, I don't know. Are they going to change it? It's the shorthand for and. So if you want to say Josh and Ron, you can put that ampersand in there. That's what that's used for those of you that have not followed that. So just a little bit of, you know, if you're going out to a bar tonight to watch the Ram game, should be a good game, although it might be a little bit warm out there. You know, you might say the Rams and the Bills. Okay, there you go. Moving right along. Oh, wait a second. Tomorrow we might get an early start on this one because, you know, there's nothing to eat today. So tomorrow is National Wiener Schnitzel Day. No, not the hot dogs. Wiener Schnitzel Day. A law in Austria requires this dish to be made strictly with veal. You can't make it with anything else. Chefs make Wiener Schnitzel by tenderizing a thin slice of veal, lightly salting and breading it, deep fried in clarified butter. The term Wiener Schnitzel was first used in the early 1830s. Those similar recipes appear after that. Wiener Schnitzel. Okay, so we got a couple right there. I know, you know, we're not usually on Friday morning, so maybe we have to cover that one. Dow Jones Industrial Average right now down 128 points. The S&P down 15. The NASDAQ is down 55. Oil's up a little bit, up $1.73. As I shared with you yesterday, it's all got to do with demand. You want to know how you solve inflation? Prices going up is inflation. Prices going up is the solution for inflation. So continue getting those prices going up, and you may see a little change in the inflation numbers there. I just throw that out there for you. But gasoline, we're still a year ago, $3.18 a gallon. Today, $3.75 is the average on the national level for a gallon of gasoline. California, we're at $5.31. Josh, $4.84. Jody, $3.99.9. So they did just barely get under that $4 amount. And Lori's out there at $327.1. Lowest price in the land, Texas, 321.3. Now, you can understand why we don't have much gasoline usage here in California. Of course, then again, you would think that California might have more usage of gasoline right now. Why? Well, you don't have any electricity, so all those folks with the Teslas, I'm not sure you're able to use your cars too much. We'll just throw that out there for you because you're not allowed to, or not supposed to, be using charging your car. Now, I know we got to have all battery-powered cars, but you're not supposed to be charging them up, through the 4 to 9 p.m. hours because of a shortage of electricity. And we're going to take another power plant offline, and there's nothing being built. So how are we going to deal with that? That'll be fascinating to watch. New iPhone came out or was announced yesterday. It didn't come out for sale. So let's see. Are you getting a new iPhone? Tell us. Facebook, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. StreamYard.com/Facebook. And that way you tell us who you are so we can chat with you. If you have any questions, you might have questions today because we're going to be talking a lot today about your credit report. We do a lot about borrowing smart. One of the big pushes that we've had is borrow smart. And we've been showing a lot of families, if they have a home equity line of credit, if they've got credit card debt, even if you've got that low interest rate mortgage, you're probably spending too much money on your household debt service. So we're going to continue talking about that, but I digress. New iPhone, 48 megapixel camera on the new iPhone. Does it matter? At some point, does it really matter? I mean, what are you doing with those pictures? I think you can go to 300 DPI on the internet. Isn't that what when you upload onto Facebook and Instagram and TikTok or all these other sites? Does 48 megapixels matter? I don't know. Maybe the people that are really into photography, maybe that'll matter. Maybe I'm not going to go there. So not going to raise the prices on the iPhone. So that's a big issue. Think about this. When you have competition, prices get better. Surprise. So first, dealing with a rival for Apple's iPhone, and it's not Samsung. I wonder who it is. I haven't looked at the article completely, but it looks like, is it the Android? I don't know. I got a lot of folks that really like the Androids. I talk to them on a regular basis, and they're happier with it. But Samsung, they've got that foldable phone. I've seen a few of them. And I've seen some pictures from them. They come out really nice. But competition does tend to bring down prices. iPhone 14 has $799 as the starting price. I think it goes up to the iPhone Pro Max. The iPhone 14 Pro Max, $1,100. Do you need it in this time? Maybe you don't want it. I'm contemplating. I'm probably not going to get it, but I might because I'm on one of the lease plans. Do you have that lease plan where you can get a new phone every 12 months? You send your old one back, and you're basically... I might have to go visit Josh to get it because in Nevada, I think your sales tax is a little bit less than ours is here in California. Better make sure you follow whatever guidelines are, whatever the rules are, so we don't want to get in trouble with that. But the bottom line is sales tax. I think you still have to pay that even though you're not paying for the whole phone. We'll see what happens. We'll see what does with sales on that. That's going to be fascinating to see. Is the current economy going to have an effect on iPhone sales? We're going to talk about that. Got a great broadcast lined up for you today. Should I sell my house this year? What is social media account cloning? How to protect my business from identity theft? How to create a back-to-school budget and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your budget getting blown up with high prices of gas and increased costs for other household needs? This is Ron Siegel, host of the daily Home and Finance radio program. Did you know if you have a low interest rate mortgage along with auto debt, credit card debt, or student loans, your family could potentially save $500 or more per month by restructuring these debts? If you'd like a free Borrow Smart analysis with our team, let's book an appointment to see how we might be able to relieve some stress. Schedule your appointment at rsrbsa.com. That's rsrbsa.com for your free Borrow Smart analysis. rsrbsa.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The S&P 500 now down 19.84. Those are points. It's not dollars when you're dealing with the S&P 500. It's points that you deal with because every stock is weighted a little bit differently. So it's not dollars. It's down 20 points as I speak to you right now. The 10-year Treasury is up 3 basis points, 3.292, hovering right around some technical numbers that I'm not going to get into with you. Just know that our team does understand that. So if you're looking at home loans, our team understands all the technical parts of these things. Mortgage-backed securities down 9 basis points, means interest rates are up ever so slightly. And OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. 30-year conforming loans yesterday locked at 5.95. Jumbo loans locked at 5.87. FHA loans locked at 5.758. Rural USDA loans 5.775. And the 30-year VA loan, that's the best loan on the market for those who actually earned it, 5.566. Veterans, if you are renting, please hear me. Stop it. Go get your own house. Your rent is exorbitant. You're 100%, you lose 100% on rent. Yes, on interest, you don't get that back. You get home appreciation back. That's yours when the property appreciates. You're paying somebody else's mortgage when you're paying rent. It'll cost you less to get into a lease than it will to start a mortgage in most instances on that loan when you're dealing with a VA loan. So if you are a veteran, if you served, if you qualify, if you have that certificate of eligibility that tells us that you are qualified for a VA loan, go get it. What are you waiting for? Just throw that out there. Why are the markets doing what they're doing? Well, the bottom line here is we're getting kind of confused. Fed Chair Jerome Powell continues to talk tough on inflation today, saying that it is still far too high, and he's committed to doing the job of reducing it. The bond market is reacting negatively, which can come as a surprise. If the Fed sounds too worried that they're so far behind the curve, it can scare the markets. On the other hand, if the Fed were to talk like they have the job in hand and have it under control, the markets could then look forward to lower inflation. We're seeing the previous currently. European central banks hiked rates today, 75 basis points. Our Fed will likely hike rates 75 basis points on September 21st, meaning that their Fed funds rate is finally positive. They have a lot of heavy lifting to do themselves and are way behind the curve. This is pressuring European yields higher and in turn having an impact on our yields. Initial jobless claims, which measures individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the very first time, decreased by 6,000 last week to 222,000, which is the lowest level since May. Continuing claims, which measures those who continue to receive benefits after their initial claims, increased 36,000 to 1.473, the highest level since April. Bottom line, it appears that layoffs and in turn initial claims have been slowing. Companies are realizing it's hard to get people back to work, so they better keep their people. And we are seeing maybe there's a challenge in the JOLTS report, the job openings and labor turnover report. Maybe because it doesn't really check, there are postings in multiple jurisdictions because people are able to work in different areas, the remote working. So maybe that's why those numbers are so high. Once again, California leads the pack in the largest of the first-time unemployment claims at 37,000. More than the next two highest combined. New York at 15,000, Texas at 14,000. So California is number one. If you add up number two and number three, you still don't get to what California is. So once again, California is in the lead. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. They all are. I saw a statistic just the other day that said 79% of all credit reports have errors. So far, I haven't seen any of the 21%ers. I've been looking at credit reports for the better part of 3 decades. Haven't seen a completely accurate credit report yet. So if they're out there, I'd love to see one. And if you've seen one, let me know. Again, StreamYard.com/Facebook. StreamYard.com/Facebook. Put your name in there. We can have a conversation. If you've got questions about your credit report, give me a call. We're going to be doing some credit audits. So that'll be a biggie for you. Take a look at a credit report and see what's on there. And I've shared with you before, I use myfico.com, myfico.com. I pay for it. I monitor my credit report, my wife's credit report, and I watch different things that are happening so I can report them to you. There are items that some people say, well, they don't have any effect on your credit report. And I'm going to say, well, I watched it change my credit report. For instance, when I have a credit card that goes to a P.O. box, and when they put down that my residence changed to that P.O. box, now you can see if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv or any of our socials or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, I will not fit in a post office box. As much as I might want to, I can't fit. They're too small for my size. But it had one of my reports changed to having me living there. That changed my address. And that same day when that update came up, so I see the update, then I see the effect, and my score dropped by 9 points. Now, they say that has no bearing on your credit scores. Something else must have happened. Well, I can't find it. I know obviously other things aged a little bit more at the time, but we're going to be taking a look at audits. But let's take a look today. How to protect my business from identity theft. That'll be our question to deal with. According to recent reports, identity theft is on the rise. Javelin Strategy reported identity theft resulted in an annual loss of $56 million and a mixed result of different criminal and fraudulent activities last year. Seems like a low number to me. When it comes to keeping your business database secure, there can be numerous challenges if you're worried about your company being the next victim of business identity theft. Here's what you need to know to help protect yourself. Common types of business identity thefts. If you're wondering if you've sustained an attack on your business data, here are some examples that may help you identify such attempts. Number one, fake accounts. You may have heard of people and bots impersonating organizations, celebrities, and government officials. These profiles dispute the traffic that is meant for your authentic profiles. They disrupt the traffic that's meant for your authentic profiles. Then they may post inaccurate or malicious content from their pages and even hack into your database and release sensitive information through these profiles. Number two, phishing, not with an F, but with a PH. Phishing occurs when the entity stealing your identity uses email services to pretend to be your representative. As a result, they may misinform your current and potential clientele ask for money or sensitive information, or carry out other criminal or unethical activities. Number 3, fake invoices. If you have customers who report receiving unidentified or fake invoices, that may also be a data theft attempt on your business identity. A list of customers' contact details may be enough to attempt this kind of theft. Number 4, website mimicry. If your web analytics reports show high search results, but you don't get matching numbers on your website visits, there is a chance that someone has made a duplicate website with your brand identity. Number 5, logo theft. Logo theft is when another brand or individual copies your logo, makes minor changes to it, and uses it to represent themselves. This could impact your identity, so you may have to pay ransom to the thieving party to get them on to take down that logo. What to do if you fall victim to business identity theft? If you fear you've fallen victim to business identity theft, here's some tips to help keep the harm contained until you've initiated legal actions. Number 1, inform all those who may be affected due to the theft. This includes all your internal and external publics and stakeholders, such as employees, executives, customers, investors, advertisers, etc. Run a security check. You may get your IT department to thoroughly examine the origin of theft and potential leaks in your data flow that may have caused the incident. If you fear something graver, you may employ a third party to conduct an analysis. Where to report business identity theft? Once you've taken care of preliminary protection against this theft, it's time to report the incident to an official so they may start their legal proceedings. The Internal Revenue Service is the first go-to in this situation. You may also inform other entities who are currently engaged with your business. The IRS has a business helpline that makes it easier to report and get updates on your identity theft. How to help protect your business from identity theft? Here are protective measures to help avoid business identity theft. Number 1, security updates. You may opt for advanced security systems such as fake profile detection, spam email detection, authorized personnel detection, or unauthorized personnel detection, and other security programs. Number 2, update your data regularly. Updating and backing up your data often can help you get rid of potential hackers and thieves and make it more difficult for bad actors to breach your databases. Number 3, personal identity protection. In a world of that focuses extensively on brand image, you need to keep your personal as well as your business identity untainted. To help protect your personal data, it's best to invest in identity theft protection. Just a couple thoughts there for you. That is Your Credit Matters, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. Again, you have a credit report. It's wrong. What are you doing about it? Free. I like the word free. I'm going to do a free borrower's audit. And we look at your credit report during that to see if there is anything that's inaccurate on there. But we're going to take a look and see, what is your household debt? Can that be reduced? What does your credit report look like? Can that be increased? That's Your Credit Matters, and creditsanitizer.com is the place to visit to take care of those things. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, should I sell my house this year? What is social media account cloning? We'll talk about that one. How to create a back-to-school budget, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Gotta love it. You know, during the break, we don't take a long break, but I go and I grab a little water, and every once in a while you get the hiccups, and it doesn't make for great radio. You know, it's just one of those things. But real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Great tool. I was just using it yesterday just to help a family. We had a family call in, a private client, and wanting to know what their value of their property was. We went on to rsrhomescout.com, and we're actually able to look up the property values, and it just startled me, the difference in values from one service to the next, all the way from the lowest, being that company that starts with a Z and is usually wrong, all the way to 30% more than them. Fascinated me. Should I sell my house this year? That is the question. There's no denying the housing market is undergoing a shift this season as buyer demand slows and the number of homes for sale grows. But that shift actually gives you some unique benefits when you sell. Here's a look at the key opportunities you have if you list your house this fall. Opportunity number one, you have more options for your move. One of the biggest stories today is that the growing supply of homes for sale, housing inventory has been increasing since the start of the year, primarily because higher mortgage rates helped cool off the peak frenzy of buyer demand. But what you may not realize is that actually could benefit you. Now, I will share with you that this report is talking about inventory increasing. The number of single-family residences on the market is not increasing. It's actually flattening out. If you're selling your house to make a move, it means you'll have more options for your own home search. That gives you an even better chance to find a home that checks all of the boxes. So if you've put off selling your house because you're worried about being able to find somewhere to go, know your options have improved. If you want more information about your particular property, where you live or where you want to go, number one, RSR Home Scout will give you that information. But you can also go to, and I always forget this one, but we have a whole site that we actually have of information on specific property zip codes. And you can go, and I'll give you that link right now, rsrlistana.com, rsrlistana.com. Now, that just happens to bring up a report for Anaheim, but you can put in any zip code you want to. So if you're in Idaho listening to us right now, if you're in Montana, if you're in Wyoming, you can actually put your zip code in there, and it's going to tell you exactly what's going on in your zip code as far as all of these things. rsrlistana.com. Opportunity number two, the number of homes on the market is still low. Just remember, while data shows the number of homes for sale has increased this year, housing supply is still firmly in seller's market territory. To be in a balanced market where there are enough homes available to meet the pace of buyer demand, there would need to be a 6-month supply of homes. According to the latest report from the National Association of Realtors, NAR, in July, there was only 3.3 months supply. While you'll have more options for your own home search, inventory is still low, and that means your home will still be in demand if you price it right. That's why the most recent data from NAR also shows the average home sold in July still saw multiple offers and sold in as little as 14 days. Opportunity number three, your equity has grown by record amounts. The home price appreciation the market saw over the past few years has likely given your equity and your net worth a considerable boost. Danielle Hale, chief economist at Realtor.com, explains, quote, Homeowners trying to decide if now is the time to list their home for sale are still in a good position in many markets across the country, as a decade of rising home prices gives them a substantial equity cushion. If you've been holding off on selling because you're worried about rising home prices will impact your next home search, rest assured your equity can help. It may be just that you need to cover a large portion, if not all, of the down payment on your home. Bottom line, if you're thinking about selling your house this season, let's connect so you have the expert insight. Do I know it all about all markets? No, but I do know people in all markets, and I've got the data for all markets. That's the beauty of it, is our research teams, and we do research and collect it from a lot of different areas. So while I may not know the answers to all of the areas, I have information about all of them. For instance, right now, I just am looking at the report for the city of Orange, not the county, but it's showing that prices decrease, or properties have taken decrease in 47% of the properties in the city of Orange. Does that mean they've listed them too high? I don't know, but they've had to take a price decrease because they haven't sold. The people shopping in the city of Orange have all voted, and they made the decision that the prices were too high on 47% of the properties because they didn't buy them at that price. They had to reduce the price, and they're still on the market. So it's just a little bit of the numbers for you. And I'm looking at rents have peaked out in the city of Orange. Median price of new listings is going up, but the median price of the properties on the market is $1,050,000, has flattened out. That's the kind of data that we have for all areas. The average days on the market is 54 days on market. Median days on market, 42. This is all data that if you want this data, all you have to do is visit that same link that I shared with you that Josh put up on the screen for you, rsrlistana.com, rsrlistana.com. You can go to that one. That happens just to be one for Anaheim. You can go to rsrlistyl.com. That'll get us your Belinda. But you can put in your zip code. Once you look at that report, and you can look at it for 2 seconds. We also put these reports on our social channels, so you can look at them there as well. That's the real-time real estate segment, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by the National Institute of Financial Education. Getting a lot of segments in here. Every once in a while we have some time, and I can get caught up on some of these stories and these reports that we have in queue for you. How to create a back-to-school budget. As your kids trade in beach balls and bathing suits for notebooks and backpacks, you want to make sure you have enough cash stashed away to cover the essentials. Otherwise, you may need to spend more than you were expecting, according to the National Retail Federation, NRF. In 2021, back-to-school spending hit a record high of $37 billion. $37 billion. That's a boatload of change right there. And it becomes really simple to do that because, it used to be in my day, you had to go to Target or Pick and Save or some of those other sources. Now you just go to your phone and go on Amazon and spend the money. This year, if you have kids in K to 12, expect to shell out an average of $864 on school items and a $15 increase from the prior year. To avoid accumulating debt this school season, here's how to create a back-to-school budget that's reasonable and easy. Jot down your expenses before you whip out the credit card or hit add to cart on school supplies, gadgets, and clothes. Jot down exactly what your kids anticipate needing this year. This might include school supplies like notebooks, pens, highlighters, computers, laptops, iPads, accessories for electronics, phone calls, chargers, earbuds, clothes, face materials, hand sanitizer, and other personal protective equipment. If they're in college, bedding, toiletries, textbooks, furniture for their apartment. I will share with you the one thing that, I used to be in the import-export business, and it was fascinating, the difference in price just on the school supplies from August and September to January or December. It's a loss leader during the late summer months, August, September months. So stock up. Try and anticipate how many notebooks and how much paper and how many pencils your kids are going to need, and buy them all right now when they're selling them at these ultra discounted prices. Put them away and hold them for the whole school year. It'll save you money. Got to put some cushion in there whenever you're doing any budgeting. If you've created an initial budget with the expenses and general costs, add a bit of padding. Since the pandemic, back to school spending has shot up, partly due to more equipment and supplies needed due to the shift in remote and hybrid learning. Another reason inflation has also hit a 40-year high with a, 8.5 to 9% year-over-year jump or 9.1 in June it was. How much of a financial cushion you should tack on to your back-to-school budget depends. But aim to add about 10% to what you think you might need. So if you're anticipating spending $800 this year, budget $880 instead. If you think you'll be spending closer to $500, tack on $50 for a grand sum of $550. Use those gift cards and cash back rewards. Now might be a good time to use those retailer gift cards and cash back rewards from using your credit cards for online purchases. That way you won't be forking over as much cash for your back to school shopping. To do this, go through your gift card stash, check the remaining balance. You can also use a gift card organizer app such as Gift, Santa's Bag, or Smash. You can also sell your gift cards for a portion of the balance on platforms such as Raise.com, Gift Cash, or Card Cash. Cut back on your current expenses to avoid going into debt. See if you can scale back on your expenses for the time being. There are plenty of ways to save, and it's often easiest to focus on one area to start. For instance, if you'd like to save on food, buy sale items at the grocery store, purchase in bulk, and cook at home. Cut back that Starbucks habit. Or if you'd like to cut back on entertainment, look for free or low-cost ways to have fun or host a Netflix party night with some friends and family. Shop around the year to spread your budget if possible. Shop for back-to-school essentials year-round so you won't suffer from a huge dent during the fall. Here's one I would say, instead of shopping for it, if you can, buy the gift cards around the year and then spend more at this time of year when they've got those loss leaders out there. Great time to scoop up on computers and electronics is on Cyber Monday or Prime Day. And if you wait a little longer, plan to purchase winter wear, think coats, sweaters, scarves in January or February. What about used items? Shopping used doesn't necessarily mean rummaging through the racks at your local Goodwill, although you might find fashionable items at a local thrift store. Your kids can find trendy clothing at affordable prices on secondhand clothing and accessory platforms such as Poshmark, Depop, and Tradesy. Host a free marketplace event. You can also save on back-to-school items by organizing a neighborhood free marketplace event. Ask participants to bring items specific for students such as backpacks, electronics, supplies, and kids' clothes. Attendees can take what they like and offer what they like. Anything unclaimed can be donated to a thrift shop or a nearby charity that's accepting tangible items. Not sure where to find participants? You can post in community groups such as your local next door, Buy Nothing Project, or Time Bank chapter. To up your social aspect, turn it into a potluck and have everyone contribute a dish to share. Interesting thoughts. Educate your kids on financial basics. Back to school shopping is a great time to teach your kids financial basics such as budgeting, the opportunity costs of a purchase, and keeping track of their spending. If your kids are college bound, educate them about credit, such as how to shop around for a credit card, what their financial responsibilities are when taking on student debt, and how to build credit as a student. While back-to-school shopping can be expensive, creating a budget and finding ways to cut back can help keep you flush. Plus, turning it into a learning opportunity for the kids to become more educated about their finances can kill two birds with one stone. That is the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by the National Institute on Financial Education. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, what social media account cloning is, and we're going to chat a little about, you want an opportunity. You can't say you're going to get it. An opportunity for $100, an opportunity season tickets for the Angels, for the Ducks, season passes for Disney and for Knott's Berry Farm. 2 passes, 2 tickets, $100. Great deal. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your budget getting blown up with high prices of gas and increased costs for other household needs? This is Ron Siegel, host of the daily home and finance radio program. Did you know if you have a low interest rate mortgage along with auto debt, credit card debt, or student loans, your family could potentially save $500 or more per month by restructuring these debts? If you'd like a free Borrow Smart analysis with our team, let's book an appointment to see how we might be able to relieve some stress. Schedule your appointment at rsrbsa.com. That's rsrbsa.com for your free Borrow Smart analysis. rsrbsa.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So before the break, I mentioned the idea of winning 2 tickets to the 2 season tickets to the 2022-2023 Anaheim Ducks season. 2 season tickets to the 2023 Angels season. All their home games for both. 2 season passes for Disneyland Resort. 2 season passes for Knott's Berry Farm. Now, here's the deal. This is for the Orange County Sports Commission, and they're calling it a golden ticket fundraiser, giving Southern California sports and entertainment fans a chance to win the ultimate prize package. Get into the sweepstakes for $100. There's a limited number of entries available for purchases. There's also a great chance to win, being that they are limiting that number. And the fundraising will go toward funding Orange County Sports Commission's mission to attract professional sporting events to the region. Yeah, they are a nonprofit organization. If you want to try and get to win, and, you know, I wish I could get involved in this one, but I don't think they're going to let me. But the bottom line here is go to ocsportscommission.com. ocsportscommission.com. You can get into the raffle. It's $100. ocsportscommission.com. Look for the golden ticket. See what you can do right there. So that just give you an opportunity. You know, that's a pretty good opportunity for $100. That's a heck of a lot of gear for that kind of money. So ocsportscommission.com. Got a lot going on right now. I think we've got another Your Credit Matters segment coming up. Let me see if I can find it here. I thought I had. There it is. Your Credit Matters, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You've got a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? So again, on Credit Sanitizer, we've been looking at this for the better part of 2 months now, talking to folks about their credit and their household debt. Debt service. What is debt service? Debt service is all the debts that you have and what is the payments on them. It's just a fancy way of saying all the payments for all the debts you have in your household. Mortgage, car, credit card, student loan, everything. Put them all together. And you know that we've showed you how to pay the credit cards off the right way. That's the biggest issue on your credit report. Why? Because 35% of your credit report is history. Credit cards go into that. And 30% of your credit report is utilization. Credit cards go into that, and they're rechargeable, reusable. So when you pay them off, they can be built back up again. So it's one of the biggest parts of your report. Got to pay them right. rsrccpayment.com. rsrccpayment.com is going to be a tool for you. Again, rsrccpayment.com. You can go in there and check it out and see if you're paying your credit cards the right way. Yeah, Ron, I send a check and I pay them off in full. When? Because when you pay them off in full determines if you're paying them off the right way or the wrong way. rsrccpayment.com tells you how to do it the right way. And that could mean as much as 50 to 150 points on your FICO score. It can have a big, big impact. rsrccpayment.com. You're also wanting to make sure that the reason I talked to you about creditsanitizer.com, you're able to take a look there as well and talk about the idea of maybe consolidating your debts. rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com. Consolidate your debts. Now, if you take a look at the blended household interest rate. So I just told you what debt service is. Now we're going to take your blended household interest rate and take your mortgage weighted amount, obviously. So even though you may have a 3.5% mortgage, put your car payments in there with the interest rate and payments on that. Credit cards, student loans, put them all in there. Now, I know you're not paying anything on the student loans right now, but they're coming back. End of the year, they're going to start the interest forgiveness or the payment forgiveness supposedly is going to end December 31st. It may this time because that would be 2 years away from an election. So they might finally start, they might let that expire this time. We'll see. But get your debt service. Even though you've got that 3.5% mortgage, your debt service might be 7, 8, 9%. What if you restructure and use some of your equity to pay it all down? Might be a good idea. rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com. Just a few tools for you. We'd like to give you all the tools that we can. What is social media account cloning? When a scammer has the right information, they can easily impersonate you on social media by cloning your account. It's pretty simple to do when much of the information that scammers need is publicly available on the real person's profile. Criminals can use cloned social accounts to scam your friends, commit identity theft, and even get your existing accounts shut down. Here are how social media account cloning works and how you can help prevent it from happening to you. I don't want to teach you how to do it, but I want to help you prevent it. Cloned accounts use a real person's name, picture, and other information to duplicate that person's social media profile. You don't need to have your account taken over for someone to create a fake account under your name. Unfortunately, most social media websites do little to ensure the new user is real and only require an email address to get started. Did you hear the news this morning? Apparently, Disney had an agreement to buy Twitter some time ago, and they found out there were so many fake accounts, they backed out of the deal. They'd all agreed to it, but Disney, they backed out of the deal because of all the fake accounts. Just throwing that out there for you. Wonder if Elon Musk was listening to that story. If your name and profile picture are publicly available, often that's all a scammer needs to get started cloning your account. Once they do, they can attempt to connect your friends, family, and other contacts to start impersonating you. What can cloned accounts do? Once someone creates a cloned account, they can try to reach out to your existing online contacts and start running scams, including sending malicious links to or attachments to your friends and family, asking your friends and family for money, extracting personal data about yourself or your friends. They can use this information to make your social media account appear more legitimate or try to commit identity theft on you or your friends, compromising your reputation by posting inappropriate or illegal content, trying to have your legitimate account shut down by reporting you as the impersonator. Tips for fighting account clones. Here are some ways to help protect your social media account from getting cloned. Search for your name on the social media websites you use. There may be plenty of people who share the same name, but you can start here to find impersonators. Tweak your privacy settings to make your name, profile picture, and other personal information private and visible only to your friends. Hide your friends list. This is important to prevent scammers from seeing who you are connected with, making it more difficult for them to find your friends and family. Report any fraudulent accounts you find to social media websites. Cloned social media accounts are more than just an online prank. They can be used to run scams on you, your friends, or your family. While locking down your privacy settings won't completely protect you, a so-called friend who knows you on social media could always create a fake account. It can help protect you from anonymous scammers trolling for victims. That is the Your Credit Matters segment, again, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Visit Credit Sanitizer. Get a complimentary credit audit. Get a complimentary credit audit so you can figure out what's going on. Just throwing that out there to you. Also, we're going to roll out probably today, I think it is, the new home buyer's guide. We do this quarterly. The home buyer's guide, you can visit rsrhbg.com, rsrhbg.com. Get the home seller's guide. That's new as well, rsrhsg.com, rsrhsg.com. So you've got all of those available for you. All you have to do is go there. They're free. Tell us who you are so we can send it to you. Yes, you've got to tell us who you are in order for us to send it to you. We can't send it to you if we don't know who you are. Again, pay your credit cards the right way, rsrccpayment.com, rsrccpayment.com, and no debt, rsrnodebt.com, rsrbsa.com, rsrbsa.com, so you can get out of debt. So one way we're going to find out how to pay our credit cards the right way. The other one's going to get us out of debt. Looks like our friend Josh is having some fun over there. It's always weather issues when you're broadcasting live. It's good stuff as always. Are you back, Josh? Are we ready? All right, he's back with us. Otherwise, I'd have to try and figure out how to run the ship on my own, which probably not a good idea. But as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
My boss just pushed me over the limit. I'd like to call him something. I think I'll just call it a